The Indo-Pacific. It's a geopolitical term created to provide a more functional understanding of the interconnected and interdependent nature of the major countries along the Pacific and Indian Oceans. Aligned with the U.S. Pacific Command's area of responsibility, it stretches from North America to Northeast Asia and encompasses China, India, Southeast Asia, Australia, New Zealand, and Oceania. It's what you previously knew as the Asia Pacific with the addition of India. It acknowledges the growing forces of globalization, trade, and rising Asian economies. It contains the world's 3 largest economies, the 5 most populous nations, and 7 of the 10 largest militaries, as well as the most crucial sea routes. The Indo-Pacific is the center of the globe in terms of politics and economics. Welcome, I'm Commander David McLeay, military professor at the DKI Asia Pacific Center for Security Studies, and I will be presenting the economics module. Prior to starting this lesson, you will have completed the assigned self-assessment. The self-assessment is useful in understanding our existing knowledge of economics as it specifically relates to the Indo-Pacific. We will build from that knowledge. After finishing this module, you will have a basic understanding of economic concepts and terminology. You'll be able to relate them to your profession. Economics is a social science of matching limited resources with unlimited human wants and demands. And while the Indo-Pacific is a vast, rich region, more than half of the world's population lives in this area. There's a daily competition for how the region's resources will be distributed and utilized. The great prosperity of Asia, America, and Europe in the 20th century is a result of an international rules-based order that allowed economies to prosper in an unprecedented manner. It's a system that has lifted a record number of people from poverty. It's led to rapid advances in health, increased education, and witnessed amazing technological breakthroughs that have improved the human condition. That system continues till this day, but it's being challenged. In the 20th century, in the aftermath of World War II, the geopolitical and geoeconomic center of the world was located between the United States and Europe, where there lied the world's most influential countries and the largest economies. As the economies of Asia steadily rose in the latter part of the 20th century, first Japan, then later China, and now India, those centers are moving eastward. The question of whether or not these rising economies integrate or seek to change the established rules-based order is setting the pace and tone for both economic cooperation and economic competition. All indications forecast economic competition, especially with China, and this will be a dominant theme in the 21st century. To prevail in the new strategic competition, we must understand at core it's an economic competition. Everything from excessive maritime claims, technological thefts, border disputes, etc., it's all rooted in economic competition. As China rises in both absolute and relative economic terms, it actively seeks to reshape the economic order that has well served the world in the 20th century. One Belt, One Road is one example of China's attempt to cast a revolutionary change on the global economic order. It's one that envisions China at the center of a global economic network that extracts raw resources, materials, and food, brings them to China, where they are either consumed or manufactured with the latest technology for re-export to the world. It's also a vision where China controls the economic infrastructure, the technology, and sets the terms of trade. One Belt, One Road pushes aside the concept of the international rules-based order and advances the interests of the Chinese Communist Party at all costs. It's an aggressive move, employing all the powers of statecraft that directly confronts and challenges the US-led international economic order. In this course, you'll be Become familiar with the economic resources that are being competed for. Natural resources, for example, the fish to feed the region's population, energy to fuel the economies, the economic infrastructure to move the goods and the data that support world trade, and the technologies of the future that will drive the economic future, to include artificial intelligence, semiconductors, robotics, and advanced materials. You'll recognize the economic headlines and see the economic competition play out in real time in the media. As each economic competitor makes its moves, you'll also understand the language of central banks as their moves are announced in the headlines. In this course, you'll have context for these events and more. We will discuss the world's most relevant national and international financial institutions and their ability to advance national interests and affect the economic well-being of the region and the world. After completing this economic module, whether you're working as a planner on a staff or engaging directly with our partner nations, you will be enabled to speak ably and confidently about the ongoing strategic competition for the economic world order. You'll be able to integrate your enhanced economic knowledge into your role in advancing our efforts to promote and preserve a free and open Indo-Pacific. Most importantly, you'll be able to help our partners understand the economic nature of this competitive environment so they can make more informed decisions and are able to thrive. Mahalo. I'll see you in the next lesson.